I bet you they're going to jungle invade.
How, you think?
No. So let's see what they do on this one, actually. Ping's going out again, and we can see him going for both bushes. They're like top, maybe bottom. You can see both of those pings going out on the map. One towards the tri-bush, as I like to call it, up top, and one towards that bush right above Dragon towards the purple side.
That is a smart ward right here. So this... Oh, look at that. And Epik see all of TSM moving through these brushes. And if they wanted to, they could decide to take this fight now because Annie is still in base, but they didn't make that connection. That's unfortunate. That could have been a 4-0 right there, or 4-1 maybe, even against Alistair and against... Oh, please don't tell me.
No, they're just going back. They want to get back to counter this one this time. And after knowing that they didn't see anything there, they're kind of playing a switch-up game on a little bit of a rotation here. They know that each time, third time's a charm, they have gone for the blue, so they're going to do that again. But this time they're going to rebuttal on it, and they're going to try to get themselves in that bush up top by where Baron is just a little before. We'll see what they can do.
This was our plan all along. We just faked those hardware issues just so we could have that meta game play out for you. This is basically they're scrimming in a fast-forward way. Wow, are they going to meet here? Oh God, I'm scared.
They're on either side of the wall of each other right now. Westrice, however, walking into that bush still. He's going to see them before they get into the bush. Westrice is so close. Andy with a stun up. Will she be able to get the stun off? The flash out. The great silence coming out of the hands of Salsi. And it will begin as a first level fight. But it looks like everybody is able to get out of there alive. A very nice job. And with Reginald being very aggressive here, he's saying, no, Dan, you are not going to go for these golems. He was able to pick up Dan's golem. Silence onto Reginald, taking a lot of damage from Salsi. And it looks like power and numbers, they still choose to back off. And a very nice aggressive first level fight coming from both teams there. A lot of flashes expended though. We have KX is down, we have Rain Man's down, and Xpecials is down as well. As Salsi was really the only one with Westrice that had to use theirs.
Yes. I just have to say, aggressive Reggie is aggressive. That is still true. That has not changed, and I really like that playstyle. It's great fun to watch, and that Annie's done almost caught the one they were trying to catch, which was obviously Westrice. So it just basically caught Salsi by the edge of it. But he was safe enough. I mean, he had to flash, okay, but he was so far away that he could flash to safety, and they couldn't flash after him. So close one.
Yeah, we definitely have to call attention to the huge four-man silence out of the hands of Salsi. In that tri-bush, he definitely shut down a lot of everything that could have happened. More flashes could have been expended, and it would have been a totally different team fight. They would have been able to catch Dan in the jungle a little faster off guard. He's now going for his blue. Looks like Warwick is able to move through the jungle. A very fast jungler. Doesn't really have to worry about his HP too much because he is able to get that first sword and do a lot more damage. The Clairvoyance going out there, or Smite rather, on Nunu. I don't know why I said Clairvoyance, to tell you the truth. And they are pinging it from TSM side right now. SoloMid knows that he is there. The timing of what happened, they're saying he's probably finishing up, so we'll know it. And there it is, the Clairvoyance from Xpecial, able to see Nunu Dan walking through his jungle.
That was good timing, but it didn't really give them much of an advantage. It confirmed that he's not running a gimmicky, strange jungle route, but it also did confirm that he's not going to go aggressive on level 2, which is, or level 3 as the case may be, which is absolutely an option that Nunu has, and that sometimes people say he should do, but he starts taking a lot of damage from Reginald. Reginald also taking damage to lane.
Wow.
Pretty much even still, both down to their last health potion already though. That is a lot of aggressive play from both sides here. And these players will have laned 1v1 mid 100 times against each other. Not just in all those scrims, but on all those solo ranked games. I'm sure these two have met each other so many times. Nunu coming top now. I'm not sure what he's hoping to achieve. That the lane is really, really pushed. There's not much you can do, and he doesn't go for it. He wards. Star is very good of him.
And we're going to see, Rain Man using his mana up quite quickly down bottom. Westrice is able to push that lane, but however, is not going for the tax. He does not want to draw aggro from the minions and take any unnecessary damage for Rain Man to really activate on, or initiate on, I should say. And we see 3 going towards mid here. Will they get the flash on into the pulverize? No, he goes for the headbutt first. The pulverize up. The stun coming from Annie as well. There it is, the disintegrate. Will they be able to do the damage? Dan trying to take a little bit of the brunt, and he will. A very nice job by Dan acting as a shield there, and taking the kill, the skills that would have come. Tristana coming down bottom now. Dan turns it around. Can the odd one be caught off guard? He does have, as I call it, the plaid buff, rolling with the red and the blue as they're on top of each other, and he's able to, all the players are able to get out safe and sound. Tristana now to get to her lane, losing a little bit of experience, but it's not really going to affect her too much.
That's fine.
As it looks like still wanting to focus in the middle here, going for Annie. Dan taking a lot of damage there, and Annie almost getting another stun up. The rocket jump in from West Rice. Odd One getting caught a little bit out of place. The Ignite will not take him down. He has a good amount of health there. However, down to 100 health on that one. He still has red buff, but it looks like he's going to have to waste a little time on that as he blue pills back to base.
That was also not such a bad move from Annie, from Tristana going
right.
mid, because she wants her lane to be less pushed, and this is one way of doing it. She did lose some farm, some experience, but now her lane is pushing in the right direction for her, and that means it's now opening itself up to ganks. Obviously, yeah, you don't really want to gank Jarvan. He can just flag toss out of there, and it's going to be fine for the most part, but we have seen how amazingly strong those Jarvan laners are, and you know, I am a child of the EU meta, and I see Jarvan on lane, I say, really? Not a jungle Jarvan? That's just strange to me. Maybe setting up for something here, bot lane, especially in the bushes. He does have his flash up.
Yes.
So if Dyrus and Double Lift come out to a bad position, he could punish them for it. Dyrus heading out a little bit, but not quite far enough there. I'm not sure if they know that he's there. I'm not sure if they can
Chaos is farming his minions, but he could definitely pull down a little bit, go towards the bush, and I think that would draw Dyrus and Double Lift out a little bit more. There's the clairvoyance down from Janna, making sure that X Special was not in the bush. Looks like they are able to back up, and Dyrus will take a chance to double up on that and do a good amount of damage, about 250 to 300 HP off of X Special. He'll be able to E that back up to himself. His E is that heal. There's a few of it right there. And recent updates to Alistar actually causes him to trample every time he goes into a skill. So that's going to add a little bit more damage if you're really pulverizing and right in the middle of a fight. A very cool effect that was added to him recently.
It was added mostly to make him viable in farm, because before that he was the worst farmer in the game. And it's just true. Worse than Soraka when she has a star call and everything. But yeah, he is not going to use it on minions. As you can see, he's playing a nice European support, sitting at 0 creep kills here. This is exactly what you want to see. You're giving all this gold to Corki, who is just, I mean, Corki is, like we said many times, the best farmer in the game. He is just going to spiral out of control. Get that Trinity Force or that Mana Monet on him, that is just going to be so powerful. Nunu coming in top while West Rice goes home to buy. Let's see what he's going to buy for himself. And yeah, double Doran's plates.
Ooh.
That makes it. Oh, I missed a
down the bottom. Yes, indeed. Reginald's drawn first blood onto Janna. Apologize for the missed attack there, and it looks like they pushed off Dyrus. He had to go back, and he has bought. He went to buy more Doran's blades, and the first blood will come out in the hands of Reginald. Not somebody you want to get that first blood. You do not want Annie to be any more bursty than she already is in the beginning of the game. She is waiting with that stun up. You can see that ring around her waist as it shines, and that means that her passive is every 4 skills she's going to pop up that stun, and she's going to be able to use it. Dyrus, or Saucy rather, was going to go down bottom, but it looks like she's going to go back to middle, gather up his XP, and that is a very early tower at 8 minutes and 30 seconds for TSM.
TSM taking an early lead here in this game. What I want to say about Annie, she definitely teleported in on that ward. Teleport is on cooldown right now, so that was maybe TSM learning a little lesson from AAA. Well, they obviously know about teleport ganks as well, but we have seen
a lot of harass from West Rice up top.
Oh yeah. That, well, it's still Jarvan, you know, he's still going to be safe, We have seen AAA run a couple of really amazing teleport ganks this tournament, and that puts TSM in the advantage though by more than 1,000 gold already.
It looks like West Rice throwing down some wards. He does have the red for his team. A very nice job there. You know, Nunu going around the jungle is one of those characters that can donate the buffs, you know, as much as he wants to. He doesn't really need him that much. He can continue to go through the jungle. It looks like Alistar, Special pushing in here. He does find one. He dodges the null zone going down. He will not get silenced, but he does get suppressed here by Saucy. Will they be able to take down Special? He's going to get the pulverize up, and he comes around, puts herself in the bush to block the vision, and they may be able to get this dropping timbers out of Double Lift, and he will be able to take him down. Another Q coming out of the hands of Reginald. Salsi looks like he will fall, flashing away. He has no mana to help himself. Maybe get a silence down to assist his team in this fight. Dan Den also expending the flash, and it looks like they will be silenced right there to kind of slow down this team fight and recuperate on what just happened. They did lose Janna. She will not be able to heal. She is level 5 anyway, so she was just trying to get herself out of there. Double lift that is, not she, he in this case, and he will be back into the game now to assist his team. We are at a 2-0 in favor of TSM there, and a very nice move by Andy to read what Xpecial was doing and instantly follow him down.
And as we just saw there, as I double-clicked on Andy's portrait, he did, Reginald did level that Q over everything else. The Q is at 4 here. I was told on the forums to check that a little bit more often. Obviously, the shield, not the best spell in the game for Annie, so she's going to level her Q and her W. And that Q, that's putting out a lot of damage. We nerfed the base damage recently, but it's still really powerful. On Malza, I expect an E probably leveled up highest. Yes, there you see that's the Epik Visions. That's a very, very strong arrest spell. And oh, Epik is setting up for Dragon. That could get them back into the game. TSM sees Salsi here. Salsi available for kill.
Wow.
Ghosting in. Wow, Chaos going over the wall. Salsi exhausted and surely going down here. Yes, very nice. And that is the... They're still going for Dragon though. Wow. And no, they did not see the Dragon, but Nunu goes down and that was not worth it. Wow, Wellstrike fails to jump over. Doesn't manage to jump, fails to flash over, I was going to say. But that means that now TSM can probably take the blue. Reginald still looking for a fight. Wow. Aggressive Reggie is still aggressive.
He did have Timbers and he could have dropped that there, but I don't believe that was his pyroclasm was up. He was not able to get the stun on that one. So it looks like they will just make their way out of there, giving that to Warwick actually. And we'll see how Odwin uses that to continue around his jungle. Let me get my Fog of War back to normal. There it is, seeing both teams, and Xpecial will start to back right there. We have Dyrus and Salsi in mid. It looks like Salsi pushing up quite hard here. He wants to get possibly a Malefic. Oh no, slowing down the lane a little bit, so his push is a tad more, and that's going to help him out. Tristana up top to clear out her minion wave and push it forward to the middle of the lane where she will want it. And we see Salsi, and now versus Rain Man is the top lane is free for Tristana to farm. Andy has now gone down bottom. Reginald is going to back using his recall. And it looks like Nunu just making his way around the jungle with Blood Boil, doing what he can. He has a free spell up around again. That spell around the waist usually means a character has an ability up. And Nunu's is a free spell, Andy's is the stun. I don't really think you see it much more than that.
And Salsi out farming Tristana, Reginald on Annie here in his lane on minions, but Reggie really out farming Salsi on champions there. That is going to be a lot of gold. Each champion kill is worth about 10 CS, 10, 15, depending on how much gold the champion is worth at that time. Interesting choice on the Nunu to go for the dodge. Wow, he jumps in with the ultimate.
Reginald, very nice job.
Nice pick up there. I was going to say, of course you don't want to ulti Tristana, she just jumps out. But yeah, there's an Annie waiting on the other side, and that's not going to end well.
That was a very nice job. Double lift being all over the map, and he's doing a very good job of trying to support his team, but his stuns, the pop-up is just a few seconds away every time. He almost got it down in mid, or near the dragon. Wasn't able to help. We have a lot of action going down in mid. Xpecial taking a good amount of damage. Malefic Visions is on, and he's also taking that bleed from Dyrus. It looks like Kax will come in and Valkyrie in to stop this minion wave from pushing forward. A lot of damage coming out from the Gatling will just shred through these minions, and he will be able to push it back as Malefic Visions trying to do the same thing, vice versa, for Malzahar as he wants to keep that lane there. He likes the attention that that turret is giving the minions as they come in and not allowing that mid lane to farm. However, Reginald is all over the place getting kills that he needs, so he really doesn't have to worry about farming creep score in mid right now. He's just able to get all the money from the kills, and all the more better, because that just makes the momentum of your team build that much more.
Absolutely. He is going to probably save money now and go straight for the death cap. Self needs to be careful here. Reggie can probably... Nah, he cannot burst him down. He does have 2 Doran's rings on that Mazahar as well. Xpecial, again, with very aggressive positioning, but he can afford it right now. 5-0 for TSM. Almost 4,000 gold advantage. It's not looking good for Epik, even though I'm rooting for them. I'm not rooting hard enough for them, and I think the problem is that Double Lift did not get his Blitzcrank. That's what I'm saying here. That's the problem.
It's like the flag toss going down up top. Not too much going to come from that. Just trying to do some damage to Westrice right now and back him off of this lane. Rainman actually has it where he wants. He's not really doing much, but going for the last hits at this point. And it looks like he's going to, I don't know, get that one, understanding where the minions were going down. We see Annie now walking into the jungle. Yes. Reggie is trying to go for something here as Tristana's backing up, but I believe she's going to go up. And Reggie's proccing his spells here so he can get that stun up. Do they know that he is there? The clairvoyance possibly a down. Will he be able to drop Tibbers? And he does, but they both jump out of it, a flash out. And a very nice job from the hands of Dan Din, and the rocket jump coming out of the hands of Tristana as Westrice, and they're able to avoid that fight right there. Jarvan could have made it there in time, but I think it would have been a little too late anyways. A valiant attempt by both. We now have a 3v2 in mid as they begin to push this tower. Epik now has Tristana and Doublelift, that's Westrice and Doublelift coming in to congregate in mid and help them out a little bit. You see the odd one now just trying to take these down. We're going to take a good amount of damage on this turret as Chaos is not being pushed around, and he's just standing back there.
They're almost leading the forest, almost. Oh, especially going in from Malrise. Flash, Annie coming in from behind. Does she have a stun up? She does not yet have a stun up yet. Oh, that damage is enough. Death is the best stun in the game, it's a fact. And Salsi barely pushing him back from his turret as Westrice arrives just a little bit too late. The Rainman changes his mind about going mid. No, he doesn't. They could probably push this right now with Salsi being so low and Jana being down, but they choose not to and allow Epik to push. While, oh yeah, they had to back. Okay, they were a little low there. Great job once again from Reginald, who's now at 303. Probably going to carry again, and when are we going to see the first Annie ban this tournament?
You know, I don't know. It's just that burst that can initiate such a big fight from such a long range, and then she can continue to do damage, and in just a few more cooldowns, initiate another stun that she can use, and she's just such an effective character to have. She can also build somewhat tanky, and usually doesn't take that much damage right off the bat. She does have that shield she can use, which reflects a little bit of the damage as well. So all around, amazing abilities on Annie, and is definitely should be one of those focused characters, as you said. But when will we see the ban? Will they allow Reginald to continue to play like this?
Because currently, as we just saw with the blue buff, Annie having a 5-second cooldown on both of her abilities, and they both scale really aggressively since the recent changes made to her. That just means that, oh, and Tristana going in there super aggressive against Reggie, but Reggie doesn't take any damage from it, and he's like, oh yeah, I'll kill you before you kill me. That was just enough damage there. Wow, that was a showcase in knowing exactly how much your character can take. I was worried there. If I had been at Annie, I would probably have run and died. Dragon going down, currently for CSM. Epik are getting in position now to steal it. Oh, they get a little bit of it.
Wow.
Oh god, that damage. Yeah, just not enough. That double kill didn't challenge for long enough at all. TSM in a commanding lead now, 80-0 kills, 23 to 18k gold. Wow.
Special taking a lot of damage from that null zone, and a very nice silence from the hands of Malzahar. Salsi doing what he can to prevent these four in middle from really taking his turret. You're going to be able to wipe through these minions quite quickly. They have a minion wave behind them, and it looks like this mid turret will go down unless Malzahar can avoid, or can actually throw down the null zone, doing a very nice job there, but can keep them off with the silence if they get any closer. And it looks like you just use it right there. You're going to be able to clear up that minion wave and actually save the turret. Both mid turrets are extremely low right now, and Jarvan up top farming himself away, trying to get that creep squad. He has actually bought an Oracle's quite early in the game, maybe feeling he can do the damage he needs right now. TSM very strong in the game, knowing that Epik is going to be down in money. So if they do place any wards and try to gain ground, they're just going to shut that down.
Absolutely. And TSM debating whether they want to go home or stay and defend this turret. Indecision is always a problem in a game, just like as it is in casting. If you don't know what you're doing, you are wasting time. You're going back and forth, back and forth. You need to commit to one course of action, and the course of action seems to be 100% aggression.
Oh wow, Annie dropping Timbers right onto Salsi. Salsi goes down onto the turret, or right under the turret, I should say, and this turret will go down. Westrice kind of just thinking it out. I have Blood Boil, I want to do something here, but it looks like they're going to stick together with Nunu. Dan Din right next to that turret as well. Another kill as Salsi is put back down into the graveyard, and he will be back in 20 seconds to help his team out. 3 in middle now to defend that turret. It looks like they will back up. Dragon should be up in the next 4 minutes, so they'll be able to make their way to that. And it looks like they are going to again give red buff to Tristana or
be a death cap. Yes.
MF here.
Death cap for Annie. Yeah, that is probably not something that Epik can come back from.
Right.
So that's a 19-minute death cap. That is really, really, really fast. And on top of that, he has level 2 boots and 3 Durance rings. So I'm saying round 1 probably going to Andy.
Yeah. Yeah, TSM looking very strong in this matchup. Their blue buff is up, and I think they should go for that as well right now. And he does see that she is kind of walking by it, but there may be, she's kind of considering. There may be somewhat of a team fight here, but she is going to go for that blue buff and grab it as it looks like it's special. And there's the odd one to help her out there and give her a little bit more damage. She is going to try to get that stun up on her so she can walk around with that.
Yep.
Getting it, not getting the stun, but that's all right. It's still going to be the same. She's only going to have to use, I believe, one more spell to go into that and see what she has on her right now. And it looks like, yeah, she only needs a few more. As they move to top lane, that turret is already gone. It is 3-0 in the turret game right now in favor of TSM. They've been doing a great job. 9-0 in the kill game. 20 minutes into this, and you just said Annie grabbing that death cap. She is 5-0-3 with 107 creep score. Corky leading the game with 149. That is Chaos, and his team right now doing very well as they start to roam around the jungle, or rat pack as I say, together. Power in numbers here in the river, and it looks like TSM will really wait for a mistake from Epik right now.
And well, I don't believe they need to wait for a mistake. They're currently waiting out the lanes. They're going to probably push the lanes, see if they can take another turret safely, and at some point just force the Baron fight. And that's, Epik cannot give them a Baron on top of all of this. And right now, Epik really needs to hope for a mistake from TSM, actually. They're splitting up right now. Don't think Epik has the damage to force a Baron fight. That would be one option, but Annie's like, I'm going to go and farm those minions. Nothing's happening at the moment. Epik wanted to, they could go and force the Baron up, but Annie still has the teleport, and it's almost up, very, very nearly up there.
Oh,
so,
wow, the whole entire team moving towards Annie right now. You saw the pings going down, starting to invade the jungle. It's going to be all 4, and Malzahar following, actually quite far behind, and the initiation early could hurt if the rest of SoloMid is able to get down there in time. Annie's staying very pushed out. It looks like they're going to dive right onto the tower for this.
And she has no idea this is coming. She needs to go to bushes, teleport out very, very quickly. What is she doing down there? The entire team is missing, and they may be setting up for Baron, actually. Let's have a look at, they're going back. The Baron threat. As we were watching there from Annie's point of view, she didn't know what was happening, but she believed herself safe under the tower, and yeah, Epik didn't go for it. I believe that was a mistake. They could have killed her, they would have lost Baron, but at this point, shutting down Annie may actually be worth it.
Yeah, that's going to be a good amount of gold for them. She's going to be worth at least like 555 or plus gold at this point in time with 5 kills under her belt. Looks like we're going to have some blue pills. They're going to get back and get some more items. We'll see what MF gets. Probably possibly a BF sword here, as she does have Zeals. She has just sold an item, and there it is. Yes, grabbing the BF sword. So that Zeal proc with a little bit of crit. She has a lot of movement speed, especially with Strut. If she's out of battle for a certain amount of time, MF can just fly across the map and really start to assist the team. Top turret is going down here. Great lane control by TSM right now. All their lanes are pretty pushed. They have all their turrets still standing, and Annie still to go down bottom and continue that split push.
Yeah. And Annie not the quickest split pusher in the game, but at this point she could probably wipe the minion wave with her E. And yeah, she is gonna push there.
Damn.
And they need to decide what to do here. Yeah, exactly. There it is. They really need to decide what to do here. Split push is always an ugly situation, but the odd one actually porting back, Jungle King. He is that means they're not gonna commit to a split push. And TSM currently, I would like to see a little bit more decisive play from them. But to be honest, like we said, it's the question of, are we going to go home with $7,000, or are we going to have a shot at 50K? And, I'd probably play it safe as well, to be fair.
I actually think TSM is very comfortable with their play right now. They are causing Epik to not really have a lane to go to, really giving them the run around. They go to top, they lost a turret, they don't get any advantage from that, they didn't get any kills, they're really not able to farm. You can see that minion wave is still just battling it out right next to that turret as Andy was able to split them up. Now they're in mid, and it looks like we have a forced fight here. Dan Din going to be the first one to go in and initiate. Salsi probably trying to do as much damage as he can, but he's quite far off on the battle, and we're going to have to see the Q or the Ice Blast coming out at the odd one. A lot of damage coming out, huge damage onto Dyrus. Will he go down? Standing in the ultimate, a double lift, able to take a little bit more damage. Tristana also falls. TSM just absolutely thwarting what Epik thought they could do into that fight. The clairvoyant's going down as they flash over the wall. Dan Din also falling to the ground. Salsi the next target, or they will see double lift. A nice silence coming out there, but it did miss Jarvan. They are kind of split up in who they are targeting at this point in time. Does Chaos have the Valkyrie to get around? A miss and a very nice pop-up. They have Saucy in a 2v1 situation. Here comes the odd one, going out for the quick steal, and it looks like they're going to be able to take him down as he throws down the null zone to do what he can before he goes down. TSM on the ace as we are 25 minutes into the matchup.
Annie actually died. Reginald playing super aggressive, flashing over the Dragon Wall here, and, well, they punished him for it. So that was a bit of gold, but if you look at it, more than 10k gold ahead right now. That's not something you can easily come back from. And, well, Epik are all back at this point, so it's not going to be a free ban from TSM on top of it, but they really don't need that anymore. Annie sitting at 323 AP. That's just, yeah, she is going to be able to not just initiate a fight, but also decide it. If that tipper sits more than 2 or 3 people, that's going to be the fight right there. That's going to be so much damage. Then Epik don't really have those sustaining characters. They just have that Nunu in their team, and then the dual AD, which really isn't working for them.
So TSM now getting a nice clairvoyance down near the Wraiths of Epik, knowing that their red buff is down. They're kind of walking through their jungle and now forced to only farm in that situation. As I said, you know, a good rule of thumb, not to cross the river alone. When you lose that turret next to the river, that becomes an even wider zone that you have to stay back and play very careful.
Yes.
And right now, you know, Epik is in the extreme caution zone. They have to be very careful when farming at any point in the map right now. And it looks like we could have a Baron go for here. The clairvoyance is down. They do not see any wards. They do. I don't believe they have an oracles. Yes, Jarvan still has one. He did not go down. And we will see this Baron going in favor of TSM. Saucy going for the silence. He will put that on Reginald, and he will see that they have grabbed the Baron. It's going to be a defensive setup now for Epik as they look to initiate this fight. Possibly they're waiting for the to come over the wall. There it is. Headbutt over the wall. Will they get the pulverize down? Dan Din absolutely going down before the Absolute Zero can proc the full channel. And we are going to see the suppression onto Saucy. He is separated from his team by the odd one playing Warwick. And it's going to be a runaround right now as TSM continues to find people to take down. The suppression onto the odd one. Tristana trying to do the damage as she can, but an absolute wipe coming out of the hands of Reginald. Baron just being way too much for Epik to handle at this point in time. A very good job by both teams, but it was just really in the favor. Epik able to keep 2 alive. They were trying to do what they could to focus. The odd one doing a beautiful job of focusing out Saucy on that one and making sure that he could not suppress anybody within the fight. And it looks like they will be able to go for their first inhibitor turret here. Minion wave is actually far behind. No, it's right there. It's just kind of hanging out. And they're going to go ahead and face tank this one right off the bat, knowing they have the minions behind them. That's going to help them take out the inhibitor. They will start to spawn some super minions. Reginald doing good damage, kind of standing off to the side, not within the bunch. He doesn't want to get AoE by anything in this situation. Not that there is too much that can hit him.
Yeah, but did you see that AoE, that misfortune ulti in that combat in the last fight? Corky got hit by maybe 3 or 4 procs and he didn't lose any health. But that was the tamest misfortune ulti I've ever seen. That just wasn't scary at all, and that is the problem that Team Epik have right now. They have nothing that's scary. They have nothing that can put out that damage where TSM have to say, oh, we have to play cautiously and not get initiated on by that guy. It's like, no, it doesn't really matter who initiates on us. We're going to be fine.
You got to be very careful with how you build a character, especially crit. If you build critical and you don't have any damage, you're not going to be able to crit for any damage. You're going to get regular crits that only do about 10 or 20 more damage. Misfortune also being able to double up and get a little bit of crit off of that. So if you build a lot of damage ahead of time, focus your shots. Yes, you have to wait on your cooldowns, but right now she is running that blue, so that is going to help her be very effective in the fight to utilize her slow and that Q to double up onto the creatures and right off into the enemies if they can get it right onto one of them, and that crit is going to hurt a lot. We can see the flash over the wall, and Tibbers coming out here. Have you found my bear Tibbers? And he might come out, oh, suppressed through the wall, taking a lot of damage through the nose zone. Saucy goes down. However, Reginald was not able to drop Tibbers, but they are still able to come out with a fight. So, you know, it's not needed that Reginald needs to be in the fight, and that is even worse for Epik right now, because if the 4 members of that team can continue to push a turret, Epik really needs to change up the strategy right now and figure out who needs to be the front line of defense and where to put Tristana to really come out with the damage. You know, Dan doing a very good job of helping to blood boil onto West Rice, but it's just not enough damage that they're looking for, as well as Misfortune. She does not have her 30 edge yet. The Jarvan ulti coming down, and it looks like they will have a pretty good fight here. West Rice making it out alive. He does have a bleed down on him. Will he take enough damage? He has the ignite on him, and he will not go down, just living with a sliver of health. And it looks like they will be able to take out their second inhibitor turret and their second inhibitor, spawning super minions through 2 lanes now. It is a 5v4 situation in favor of TSM if they continue to stay in the base of Epik at this point. And it looks like they will choose to back. They have a pretty good minion wave very close to that turret. And that's going to be another amount of global gold for them. 45,000 gold
46.
to 30,000 gold. 16,000 gold advantage right now in the hands of TSM. A 19-1 game on Epik. And they really early game outplayed them. That's not something that, you know, Epik needed right there, obviously. But it looks like it's going to play throughout the game, and they will not be able to turn this one around.
Just want to point out during this fight here, Annie did not even use a single one of her cooldowns. Nothing.
No.
She did nothing in the fight. They still wiped them super easy. Corki putting out a lot of damage there by himself. And the Rain Man with the 2 Hearts of Gold, Banshee's Veil, and the Atlas Impaler at 210 attack damage here right now. Crits are going to hurt with that. So, yeah, they have enough DPS right there. No problem at all, even without Annie. And then Annie, the 617 Annie. Wow, with Void Stuff, Red Death Cap, and another needlessly large rod.
Yep, we can see the gold per 10 items really coming into play on TSM side. We've seen this before, where you're kind of like, where is it coming from? 2 hearts of gold on Jarvan, 2 hearts of gold on Alistar. Nunu trying to do the same thing, that is Dan Din. But, you know, it's just not enough at this point. This is the part of the game where they're choked into their base. They cannot control the jungle. The mentality game comes into play. And it's almost that point where you're like, all right, we're going to stay in our base. We'll do what we can. If the win comes out, that's amazing. We can get it. But let's start thinking about next game. What do we need to do? Who do we need to ban? And is it going to be an Annie?
I would not be surprised right now. But
yeah.
The thing is, you ban Annie, you leave open Vladimir. Do you want to do that against Reggie?
Again, the Blood Mage.
Yeah, or you're going to leave open maybe a Malta for Reggie. He's very good at that as well.
True.
There's a lot he can play.
Looks like we have a bottom lane push here coming out of the hands of TSM. They will gather with all 5 members of their team. They have a minion wave right there. Do they choose to force the fight on this turret? Chaos doing a lot of damage onto Dyrus. It was just 1 ulti. There's the second one, taking a little bit over a quarter of his health away with just 2 of the ultis. Getting in there with the Gatling will be able to shred that armor of Misfortune. Not that she has too much. And it looks like tanking going on by Jarvan right here. He's going to take a few shots as they try to get a tick onto the turret, and they do a bit of damage. These turrets will not reheal. Only the Nexus turrets will be able to do that. And as this next minion wave comes up right behind him, the Absolute Zero coming in from Dan Din, and it looks like he was pushed away. A very nice ultimate coming out of the hands of Trist, able to get that out of there as Reginald moves in. A lot of damage going down. Special goes down. It looks like Double Lift and Dyrus have also fallen in this fight, and Xpecial is the only one that has fallen for TSM as they now control the base of Epik. Nunu, the only one. Dan Din actually being able to stay alive in that fight as he was pushed out of it initially, and we will see what they can do here as the first Nexus turret goes down. Reginald almost face tanking that turret to death. Will they be able to get this one? It looks like the Warwick was on that second one, and here we go for the Nexus, and we are going to have your first game in favor of TSM.
GG indeed. Yes, that